Welcome to NFL Live, everybody. The 2025 NFL schedule officially has been released. Look at that. Has been released. In big letters. I love it. It comes out swinging early. Some heavy hitter matchups. The defending champs are hosting the Cowboys. The Chiefs headed to Brazil, taking on the Chargers, and so much more. We're glad you're with us today. We got Mina Kimes, Ryan Clark, Adam Schefter along for the ride. There's a lot to get to, you guys. So let's talk about the games that we're most excited. Mina, kick us off. What stuck out to you?
I'm going to start with an easy one. Week 1, Ravens-Bills. I mean, come on, right? You've got the reigning MVP versus the guy who almost won MVP, so you could argue it's a revenge game for Lamar, but it's also a revenge game for these Buffalo Bills because last time they played in the regular season, the Ravens went into Buffalo and stomped on them. So I'm really excited to see these two teams face off. Should be two of the best teams in the AFC. A test immediately for both squads ahead of the season.
Well, you know, I tried to give Lydell like 6 other games before we finally got to this one, but apparently all of those games were already in the rundown. So I went all the way to Christmas to the Commanders and the Cowboys. Again, Mina Kimes last year showed out for the family on Netflix, and I can't wait to see where the Cowboys are in this gauntlet of games they have after Week 11. And we know that Jaden Daniels made his name down the stretch of last season, and we get to see him as a gift on Christmas from old St. Nick.
All right, the last time the Cowboys played in Philadelphia in Week 1 was 1970, 55 years ago. It came at Franklin Field the last year before the Eagles moved into the Vet, which they're no longer at. Well, the Cowboys, for the first time in 55 years, are back in Philadelphia in Week 1. It's the Thursday night opener. It's the kickoff to the whole season. It gets us ready for all these other games that we're talking about. So Cowboys and Eagles, Week 1, let's go, baby.
Oh, let's go. I love that, Adam. I'm excited for Bears and Commanders, Week 6. On Monday Night Football, the quarterback matchup, it's always going to be a fascinating connection between Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, going 1-2 overall in the 2024 NFL Draft. But remember last year, it was the crazy Hail Mary to win that game for the Commanders, really changed trajectories of both of those teams' seasons. So can't wait to see that one once again, and it'll be right here on ABC and ESPN. Now, speaking of Monday Night Football, here's a look at the full schedule. We're going to have a total of 23 games across our ESPN family of networks, ABC, ESPN Plus, and ESPN, including doubleheaders in Week 2, Week 4, Week 6, Week 7, and the final week of the season. Mina, when you look at that schedule in its entirety, what stands out to you about Monday Night Football?
I'm really interested in Philadelphia traveling to Green Bay, a rematch of last week's Week 1 game in Brazil. And you remember that game, of course, Jordan Love got hurt. We were worried he was out for the season. He came back, but it kind of felt like the Packers had ups and downs after that point. These are two very good teams. I think teams a lot of us expect, obviously, to be in the playoffs next year, the Eagles being the reigning Super Bowl champs. So it's a big test for a young Green Bay team that is going to be looking to get over the hump of losing the playoffs last season.
You know what? It's also always exciting to see the teams that earn their way onto Monday night. Look at the Carolina Panthers. Think about where we all were in Philadelphia. I believe it was early on in the season, maybe week 2 or 3. And we were talking about Bryce Young maybe never getting another opportunity to be the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. But we're going to see them on Monday Night Football versus the San Francisco 49ers in Santa Clara. And then also you think about some of these other teams like Chargers, Eagles. The Chargers trying to ascend. They get a running back early on in this draft. And now you have Jim Harbaugh with his opportunity to truly put his imprint on this team against the defending champion. And I think what's big for me as well is the Cowboys. The Cowboys, before their bye, they're on Monday Night Football. And then in Week 11, they come back and they're on Monday Night Football. And then they start a gauntlet of games that gives them 6 games in less than a month. So if they don't play big on that Monday night right after their bye, it could be downhill for Jerry and America's team.
And we're going to see some teams on Monday night that we don't ordinarily see. You mentioned the Carolina Panthers, the Jacksonville Jaguars on Monday Night Football, and clearly the league believes in the Atlanta Falcons this year because they're scheduled for 2 home games on Monday Night Football, 5 primetime games in all. So the Falcons liked Michael Penix at number 8 in last year's draft, and so did the NFL apparently by scheduling the Falcons as often as they have in primetime.
Go Falcons. Love it. Well, Star Wars from the Eagles. Hey, week 2 features a rematch of the Super Bowl, Eagles and Chiefs. What a showdown this will be, of course, early on, too. Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts on either side. But you also have a Philly defense that's hoping for significant contributions from young guys, many others departing. Of course, a KCO line. They've tried to rebuild this offseason to protect Patrick Mahomes. And it's just the third time that teams that met in the previous Super Bowl faced each other in the first 2 weeks of a season. The others were in Week 1, 2016, when the Broncos beat the Panthers after winning the Super Bowl 50, and Week 2, 1993, when the Bills beat the Cowboys after losing Super Bowl 27 by 35 points. So we thought we'd have some fun today, okay, with the defending champs. RC, let's play the predictor game for the Eagles season.
Okay.
Take us through each week and give us the wins and losses. And I'm going to populate it on the iPad right here. So if I don't like what you pick, I'm going to change it. Just kidding.
Okay, here we go. All right, we're going with game 1. I'm going to go with the Eagles. Listen, it's going to be rocking in that stadium. They're going to be in Philly. They're going to be representing themselves as the reigning, defending Super Bowl champs. I give them a win. They're going to go to Kansas City, and we're going to find out very early if Kansas City can protect Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to say they start the season out 1-1. I give them a win over the Rams. I give them a win at the Bucks. I give them a win over the Broncos. I give them a win over the Giants. But at the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy's going to just get to cooking. Kevin O'Connell's going to be in his bag a little bit. We know what that defense is going to look like. I'm going to give them a L against the Vikings because I remember a primetime game a couple of years ago that had Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown face-to-face ready to do a little dance. And the Giants, okay, we know that's another win. Monday Night Football at the Packers. This one's tricky. This gets tricky, but I'm going to give them a loss at the Packers. They're going to find a way to avenge their loss in the playoffs. A win on Sunday night versus the Lions. A win against the Cowboys in Week 12. I believe we have that game. A win against the Bears. At Chargers, Monday Night Football, that's going to be an L. That's going to be an L for Philadelphia. I think Justin Herbert will be cooking. Jim Harbaugh understands primetime games. A win against the Raiders. Let's go. Loss at Commanders. Win against the loss against the Bills. Win against the Commanders at home to finish the season.
11-6. Mina, what do you think?
I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's right.
What do you think?
I'm going to hit the over on Ryan's win total because a few of those losses. I do think the beginning of the schedule is real tricky, right? Because, Ryan, if I have one question about this team, it's the change at coordinator. You got some tricky defenses there that like to do interesting things with pressure. So you could get us a couple of surprising losses. You did the Chiefs. I'm looking at, like, the Broncos and the Rams. But all in all, I'll probably go 12-5. I'm going to Price is Right at you.
Oh, so you're going to go one game?
One over.
One game, Mina?
She took the over.
I'm not even going to say which one.
Okay, we're not going to make you actually make a decision there, Mina. That's all good. Adam, what do you think when you look at what Ryan's chosen here for the defending Super Bowl champs?
Well, one